Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this series which is going on with GMEC and MESC. This is Pooja Arora welcoming you all on behalf of Media and Entertainment Skills Council. Uh, it's a special webinar scheduled by Vidyadan by Creative Warriors, powered by Vidyadan, and in association with Global Media Education Council. And today we have a lovely evening talking about social media and its effects on children. Social media, as we see, has a reach of very potential market it is, but it's impacting the children, affecting the youth. So to learn more about it, we have with us Mr. Waqas Mahmoodji. Waqas Mahmoodji, I welcome you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So, I'd like to take this privilege to introduce you. I would like to introduce Mr. Waqas Mahmood as a lecturer from Pakistan. Mr. Waqas Mahmood is a PhD student, a journalist, and a media trainer. He has been servicing as a lecturer of mass communication and media studies at GIFT University, Gujranwala, Pakistan, since March 2018. Furthermore, he is doing a PhD in media studies from the Department of Media Studies, the Islamia University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan, and working on his distraction on misinformation on social media. He was the he was in the Department of Communication at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, USA, as a visiting graduate student on the 6-month fellowship program funded by HEC Pakistan. He has been engaged in journalism since 2013, yes, 2013, and he has experience in print, electronic, digital media, along with that in newspaper reporting, in news reporting, I would say, including the paper and the digital. He's an editor, a news and content producer. I have a lot to talk about his research work also. We welcome you here, Mr. Mahmood.
Thank you, Pooja ji. Can I start my presentation?
Yes, sir. Without wasting much of time, I would love
Yeah.
to see your presentation. I'll be learning at the back end. Hand over the
Yeah,
session to
sure.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Uh, so, my topic of the presentation is social media and effects on children. I will discuss the uh, effects on children, but uh, not only effects of social media, but I will discuss the effects of smartphones and smartphones and digital media also. And because it is not a simple problem, which is only the social media is affecting the children, but digital media and smartphone also affecting the children. I will discuss not only the negative effects, and I will discuss the positive effects, and also try to discuss some uses in education. And let's start my presentation with some historical background. And um, today, the children are growing in the age of digital media, and that is not the age of just like the our parents. Uh, so basic difference is that the parents are from the previous generation, which and they are still learning how to use smartphones, but their children are growing in the age of digital media, and the things are changing very fastly, and we are going towards the artificial intelligence. We are not just like the uh, last decade of television only, but we are living in the age of digital media. And this media landscape is very much different from our parents. And children are not using these platforms to consume this content just we may understand that we can observe that these children are only watching videos, but not only watching videos, they are creating the content and watching movies and watching short videos. Short videos are very famous, uh, just like the TikTok. TikTok was the first application who introduced the short videos, but now almost all the digital media platforms, just like the Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube, they are adopting the short videos. And uh, uh, these short videos are famous more than the traditional videos or long form of videos or movies. Uh, Now the children are consuming most of the time on watching these short videos, uh, and this environment create a virtual reality, and now the children are living in the age of virtual reality. And if I talk about the late 70s or 60s, children normally a 4 year children, 4 year child was involved in watching TVs. So you can say that the first time when when a kid watch television, his or her age was 4 year old. But now a 4 month old uh, child are watching TV, and meanwhile a 2 year or 1 year child uh, is consuming his time on smartphone. So it is, you can say that only a 1 year child is used to the smartphone. He know about the smartphone, or maybe the smartphone, some smartphone video. He can't understand, but he likes to watch videos on smartphone. And you know that the preschoolers were already starting the media multitasking. So this generation, especially the below 14-year old children, they are very used to the multitasking. If we talk about the our generation, we don't like the multitasking. We are not used to and you are not very much familiar with multitasking. But now these children are very good in using and performing different tasks and using different kind of mediums. Just like they are watching videos on smartphone, meanwhile they are watching TVs, or meanwhile they are eating food also. And if we talk about the COVID-19, so COVID-19 and post-COVID times is that time when everyone is using these mediums. Everyone is involved uh, in social media and using smartphones, and most of the children and who are not using smartphones, but their parents purchased smartphones and iPads and tablets and laptops, because our schools and classrooms were shifted on these mediums, on digital media. So every school is performing all the activities on digital media. Now almost all the medium level schools uh, have big screens in their schools, and these students are learning alphabets and some poems on these social media platforms. And now now our classrooms and playgrounds are these smartphones. And uh, this excessive use of digital media, especially close to bedtime, in the night time before sleeping, is very dangerous for the children. And viewing violent content is associated with worse sleep, higher obesity risk, and worse development and academic outcome. So it is affecting not only the health of the children, but also the academic development of the children. And this digital media exploit can make a parent feel like he or she can't keep up, keep track of what kids are doing. So parents don't know what to do and how to control this situation. And actually, these slides are taken. These uh, slides and these data was taken by the Jenny Redsky. She is one of the famous uh, researcher for the and content development for the children. And she is in she is an associate professor in University of Michigan, and one of my teacher. I have added some links. Take uh, you can visit these links and take help from her. And next is that these children are very much familiar. Let's see a video. You can see in this social experiment that a kid only picked a smartphone. He didn't pick any toy, but he likes to pick this smartphone. Maybe he loves to see the lights of smartphone or music in it, or otherwise, or maybe he is looking at their elders when they're using smartphones. So these minors and these children are very much familiar with uh, these smartphones because they are looking at their elders every time, and they are using when we are using smartphones in front of them. Uh, next in the next slide, always keep in mind some points that you are the parents and treat your kids like your friends but not like the buddies. Always try to perform your duties. And some of parents are like to spend some time with their children. It is very good, but a kid must realize that you are the parents, and uh, you have some control over these devices. Don't give these devices and try a kid that he is sitting alone and watching movies or watching videos on digital media. So it is very dangerous. Always parental guidance is always required. Help your children to understand that you are the parents. Uh, Try to teach your children that you are the parents and you have some control over these mediums. Uh, you can follow your children while he or she is selecting some videos, but try to divert your children towards the learning videos, just like a student teacher relationship. Students are very good in interacting with their teachers, but a student always realize that a teacher have some more power or more duty. So that is the best relationship between parents and children. And some negative points I can explain when the social media or digital media is very much dangerous for the children, and how to realize that social media or digital media is affecting negatively. Otherwise, uh, mostly uh, digital media have very much positive effects, but when how to realize that it is effective, affecting negatively. So some points are that when when children are avoid face-to-face communication, and you feel that he or she is stressful or overwhelmed, or and he is ignoring some normal routines. And of course, grades and assignments on homework is very important, and he is not taking interest in doing some assignments or homework, and he is getting some poor grades. So that is the main point when he is affecting negatively from the digital media. And one more point is that avoid real life responsibilities such as doing homework or some other activities in his home. And one more point is that if he is copying some uh, cartoon character or someone in the videos, or behaving ill mannered in front of people. So the last point is that lack of sleep is also an important point, that if he is not sleeping well, uh, that means the digital media is one of the reason that a children is affecting negatively. And some more points which are important to know about the effects of digital media. Digital media can also pose risks for the children. These risks are in the form of aggressive, violent, sexual comments and images, or maybe your children is exposed with uh, with some kind of violent or sexual comments or images or content, or maybe he's unintentionally uh, uploading your videos, photos which are saved in the gallery of smartphone. Maybe he is using his parents' smartphone, just like the maybe the mother's phone or father's phone, and he is uploading uh, some kind of videos or photos which are saved in the gallery. Or maybe this data is exposed to some or sold to some uh, organization, or maybe he's sharing some information. Uh, a teenager can share some this kind of information, just like the location, date of birth, images, and address, and expose too much the targeted advertising and marketing. And there are many news about that a kid is ordered something on online store while he is using smartphone. And the last risk is cyberbullying. And some guidelines for the families, how to teach your children, and how we can avoid uh, avoid negative effects. Uh, if your children are younger than 2 year old, so these children are love to listen music and watching videos, but they can't understand because they are very much minors, and their mind just try to learn, but they only love to see music or lights of smartphones. But they are very much facing a hard time to understand these kind of videos. Uh, so parents can play some kind of music, or uh, their caregivers or other uh, their grandparents can help him to understand these kind of videos. And some guidelines, and that uh, if your children are from 18 to 24-month old, choose high quality programming, choose specially designed poems for always play specially designed poems for these children, and use media together with your child. One of the main point is that a child should avoid solo media use. One of the main point. Normally, I have observed that uh, parents provide a smartphone to their child, and he is sitting alone and watching some movies or some videos on digital media. So that is very dangerous. You have to look after their children, and use media with your child, but uh, you have to monitor your child, but uh, he don't know about that. You are monitoring him, but he just understand that you are just helping him, not monitoring him. And for the guidelines for the 2 to 5 year old, and these children can learn words, and even they can involved in video chatting. So you can join with your children in a video chat. That is very helpful, and children will enjoy these kind of conversation on mobile phone, on video chat. And for the 3 to 5 year old children, especially, um, well designed educational programs such as Season Street, uh, yeah, and some language and reading skills, which can improve the language of your child. And the guidelines is that the screen, you can uh, give some screen limit for just like the 1 hour day or 2 hour day, and find some healthy activities on digital media for your children, and um, try to choose media which is interactive, non-violent, educational, and pro-social, which can be helpful to learn some ethical values on some education or some languages. So these can be very helpful for your children. And last point is that also the co-view is very important. Co-view and co-play with your children. Parent must understand that they have to spend some time with your children, and they have to they have to sit with their children and play or watch these videos together. And your children will enjoy these kind of mutual watching. And for the tweens and teens, they are very much aware with the use of smartphone, and they can easily handle all the options, and they can understand the options and functions in smartphones. So they have to convert the parents should engage teens in conversation about the media use, digital citizenship, digital literacy, or they can see or read some learning videos together. So parents should teach your children about the positive use of social media. And some healthy digital media use tips uh, are: do not feel pressure to introduce technology early. Technology is very good if you are not using technology. Otherwise, technology will use you. Just like the example of COVID, if you are not used to with the technology, and you are avoiding, just like the last decade, the parents assume that avoiding technology is the best solution, but avoiding technology is not a best solution. You have to use uh, technology, so your children will understand the modern changes in the world. And this generation is uh, called a YouTube generation, because yeah, they are very much familiar with YouTube and videos. So these devices, uh, parents should understand that these devices are very much helpful for the children, and to avoid these devices, not the solution. You have to learn first and teach your children about the positive use of digital media and smartphone devices. And the first key is that you have to spend some time on learning and teaching, uh, and spend some time with your children. And the next point is that learn media behaviors of each children, and which application is better for your children, and what he wants to watch, and place consistent limits on hours. And you have to select some kind of mediums, which medium is very good, which time is very good for your children. You can make a timetable. And next point is also the co-viewing is best solution. I am talking about again and again about the co-viewing. So they can use media to learn, be creative, and share these experiences with your family. Even other family members, just like the uncles or aunts and grandparents, help our children to understand these videos. Because if your children are below the age of 5, they are they can face some difficulties to understand these videos. But their elders in the home, uh, you are living in a joint family, so other family members can help your children to understand these videos, so he will enjoy and understand all the happenings on digital media. And check your children's media use for their health and safety. You have to learn some you have to learn modern techniques, how digital media is helpful to improve the health and safety of the children. And next point is that stop the use of devices or screen for 1 hour before bedtime. If your children are watching these videos 1 hour before bedtime, that is very dangerous for his health, because he may face some difficulties in sleeping. So before sleeping, you have to avoid all these kind of devices. Discourage entertainment media while doing homework. All these devices, even while eating, all these devices should not be used. And plan media free times together, such as family dinner. You can go outside with your children, so your children with your children will like to face communication. And you can arrange some kind of family dinners. You can go in a playground and play with your children. So these are some remedies. And decide on media free unplugged locations in home, such as bedroom. You should not use your smartphones in bedrooms. Even you can use in living room, but for watching videos or playing movies, you should avoid these smartphones or these activities in the bedrooms. Engage in family activities that promote well-being, such as sports, reading, and talking with each other. You can avoid smartphone by playing sports, going in a park, or uh, some entertaining places around your home. And Set a good example. Turn off your TV. Put your smartphone on do not disturb during media free times with your family. That doesn't mean that parents are using smartphone, but you are avoiding you are avoiding your children. Children are just sitting, and you are busy in using smartphone. So you have to avoid or turn off these smartphones while when you are spending some time with your children. Uh, and use sites like Common Sense Media to help you decide if movies, TV shows, apps, and other video games appropriate for your children. There are many research centers in the world, and many organizations just like the Common Sense Media, and uh, many associations who are working on these kind of topics, and how to improve the health, how to use digital media for the children, and how what kind of video games, TV shows, and apps are best for the learning of uh, children. So you can take help from them, and share your family media rules with caregivers or grandparents to help ensure rules are consistent. So you have to learn from articles, from videos, from lectures, from on websites just like the Common Sense Media. Then you have to inform your grandparents and other elders in your house, so they can help easily to your children. And uh, the next point is start talk with your children and teens about online citizens ship and safety. This includes treating others with respect online, avoid cyberbullying, or avoid hate speech, sexting, and online solicitation, and safeguarding policies, privacy. So one more point is that you have to talk about the privacy setting and cyberbullying, hate speech with your children, and remember that your opinion counts. I talk about the already about that the TV, video games, and other media producers, error, and sponsors pay attention to view uh, of the public. For more information, you can also visit this website, reboard.fcc.gov/parents. Encourage your school and community to advocate for better media programs and healthier habits. You can engage, you can arrange some activities, media activities, just like a puppet show or stage plays in your community or in your schools. So uh, so children will spend media free or screen free time there. For example, you can organize a screen free week in your town with other parents, teachers, and neighbors. You can arrange some kind of small events in your street or in your community. That doesn't mean you are using smartphone just to take pictures. That doesn't mean avoid smartphone. Screen free means smartphones and digital devices should not be allowed in that kind of events. Normally, we can see that people are busy in taking pictures and making some videos during watching these kind of shows and attending these kind of events. So in the last, there are some helpful references uh, for better learning how to use digital media and how digital media is helpful for impacting impacting the children. Thank you. If you have any question, Uh, Please feel free to ask.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this elaborated presentation, sir. It really covers almost all the aspects of how digital media is affecting children. And so good to see Dr. Amri Saxena here. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Pooja.
So today,
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
today, Mr. Mahmood has covered almost all the aspects, how, no, positive and negative, like we say, pros and cons of everything. Now, he has covered almost everything. Well, sir, what would you like to say about it?
I was simply listening to the presentation made by Mr. Waqas, and it was really, I mean, touching upon all such aspects which we normally ignore in our day-to-day life because the way the technology has penetrated in our lives and nobody can live without the smartphones, but we normally neglect the rules of the use of smartphone. And children particularly learn from the elders, and since we are using all the time, whether we are eating or whether we are doing some other work, but then a smartphone is always in our hand. Obviously there are so many usage of a smartphone, and it's a completely multimedia device. It's not that we are wasting time with the smartphone, whether it's taking photographs or sending photographs or even checking the office emails or sending some reply to some important WhatsApp messages. That's very much there. But then we have to somewhere draw the line that all these things we will not be doing. And I myself have experienced this, that if we are not doing this, like if we are using any smartphone device or any video device till 11 or 12, till the time we are sleeping, it disturbs your sleep. So that's very much proven. I mean, there are not much scientific facts are required for that. It's very much obvious because all those images, all those videos remain in our mind, and while we are going to bed to sleep, that affects us in some way or the other. Either we will not be able to sleep for some time, it may take, or then the same kind of dreams might be coming, uh, which the videos that you would have seen. So that affects the health. So it's good that such kind of aspect was touched upon by Mr. Waqas, and all those precautions that he recommended should be recommended to people of all age, and particularly children is much more important because at the early age, if the child learns the do's and don'ts of using the smart devices, then that will remain in the practice, in the attitude of that child, and when he grows up, he or she grows up, so that will somewhere be back of mind. So this the outcome of this presentation, the study that you presented was really nice. I am completely in agreement with whatever he said in his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I agree, sir. I also agree to everything which is covered here, and I must congratulate Mr. Mahmood for covering all the aspects that we can even
Thank you.
think of, and aspects that we can't even think of in this lovely presentation.
Yeah, exactly. Normally, parents, everyone is using using these smartphones, and everyone are facing the problems, but no one is try to understand and how to recover. And but normally in Pakistan and even in India, I have observed that normally researchers said, or especially in the rural areas, people think that avoiding technology is the best solution. Uh, but uh, but unfortunately, in the fact, avoiding technology is not the solution. You have to adopt the technology and try to handle it. So that would be a solution.
Right, sir. Absolutely. So I have one question. Do you think it's required to stop children from using smartphones, and access to social media should be denied to at least the students, or I'll say children under the age of 13 or 14?
Yeah, uh, exactly. Before COVID, everyone think about that. That avoiding or avoiding these kind of mediums is very good for the children. Or before the teenage, should the children should not use smartphones. Even um, most of the houses in rural areas, they don't have internet connections in their home, and only parents have smartphones. But after the COVID and during the COVID, everyone is shifted on digital media, on internet, on or on online format. Now the classrooms and playgrounds are shifted in the medium of online education. So that was my point, that if you are not using or adopting the technology, otherwise the technology will adopt you. So that the technology will force you to adopt him, just like the example of COVID. If you are not adopting, if you are not participating in online classes, or you are not purchasing tablets or smartphones, otherwise you must purchase these kind of devices. These are compulsory for the students, by the even by the government, or even by the um, schools. So avoiding technology is not a good idea or not a good solution. Media literacy is very good, or understanding new techniques is very good. Distracting uh, the students or children from smartphone is very good. Main point is the same thing. Main point is that we have to spend time with your children, or you have to distract your if he is not using smartphone, then what he should do. You are not allowing him to go outside and playing some football or cricket. When I was a kid, I was not involved. That was the time when smartphones uh, was not invented. But now you have to provide alternate thing. If he is not using smartphone, then what he will do? So you have to provide some options, whether he is spending some time with their friends, he is playing outside, playing some cricket or football, or playing some video games, or because keep them busy, because keep them busy is the solution. Keep them busy in some toys. So because toys are also boring, you are purchasing some toys on a monthly basis, but after some days the children uh, will not take interest in, oh, he needs some new toys. But on the smartphone, if even smartphone are older, the content he can find some new content on hourly basis. Even after 1 hour, every content is changed, and he can search some new videos. So that is the point, that because digital media is very interesting, and other alternates just like toys are not very much interesting.
Right, sir, you have covered it well. Uh, it sometimes we even observe the same situation happening at home or in the neighborhood. And I think you're talking about the requirements, or now when we talk about the gap, the generation gap, we talk about the scenario pre-COVID
Yeah,
and now post-COVID scenario, things have completely changed. Now we can't control everything in our hands. So, what's your
exactly.
comment about this? Being a lecturer, being a senior journalist, everything. How would you see this point, Dr. Saxena?
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with Mr. Mahmood, because the way the things have been happening, we have to be very cautious. And certain riders will do. Though I am not in very much in support of too much restrictions, that may not even be that practical, because the penetration of the technology is too deep. So we can simply have certain restrictions, not exactly certain conditions, certain riders, but in a very limited sense. The more important, I believe, is that we can create some kind of awareness on these issues, wherein something is coming from within. And the user is understanding that if we are not taking the right kind of precautions, the device might be harming us only. So more awareness, less restrictions or less conditions, I think should be the policy which needs to be adopted.
All right, sir. Completely agree to you. And being a time when now in our country in India will be starting with the celebration of Diwali, I wish to wish Mr. Mahmood also a very happy Diwali on behalf of our entire nation. And Media and Entertainment Skills Council, of course, GMEC have been supporting these sessions. We really appreciate the efforts being made by Team GMEC. So you're on mute.
Sorry. Happy Diwali from my side.
Yes, sir. Sir, request you to greet our team and our viewers of Diwali, and we'll proceed further. So here, wishing you all a very happy Diwali, and now we'll see you after the Diwali celebration. May God give you strength, happiness, success in everything you do, and take care and be very safe while playing with the colors and playing with the fireworks and playing in any mode. Like, just enjoy the festive season. We'll see you after Diwali, and the next session is scheduled for 29th of October. We'll keep you posted. Keep following us on social media. On finally, on behalf of Team GMEC and MESC, I wish to greet everyone a very happy Diwali, and take care. Enjoy the festivals. God bless you all. Thank you.